tell me what's new for you since our last conversation.
Yeah, no, there's been a few things. The training is really picking up. We're getting a lot more people seeking private lessons, which is fantastic. We've got a few projects that have come out soon on the Suarez website. A new mount for the Galil system. That's new. There's some overseas developments which are coming about, which are fantastic. So some exciting things on the horizon.
This demand for private training, I mean, it's good for business, but is that a sign of anything that's occurring in the country?
I think it's multifaceted. South Africans are waking up to the fact that most of the training available here is entertainment. It is being entertained by an instructor who qualified 5-10 years ago and has done nothing in self-study beyond that. Literally is a YouTube instructor, and is throwing stuff together to entertain people so they feel tired, dirty, sweaty, and wow, looks like they've achieved something, but they've actually achieved nothing. And you'll find out with a lot of those guys as well as that they don't walk the talk. But I think South Africans across the spectrum, the law-abiding citizens, waking up as well to the fact that crime is fast getting out of hand, and as the old adage says, better to have a gun in your hand and not need it than need it. It's not there. So a lot of people are actually waking up to the whole security side. We ran a ladies event, which we're expecting 20 to 30 ladies to rock up. 110 ladies later, and everyone just had a time and just really enjoyed it, and saw they had fun shooting, but they kind of also realized, guns are not bad. We need to defend our lives out there against the lawless criminal. And we had ladies who had never touched a gun or let alone walked onto a shooting range, and there was just smiles all along. They thoroughly enjoyed it.
As you know, some of the issues happening in the country, if they get to the man who's defending them, they need to be able to defend themselves and the kids. So that's really good news. But it's a concern that, on the one hand, very good. On the other hand, the fact that women are having to do this because of the risk to themselves and their families is very unfortunate. But yeah, well done in stepping up and fulfilling that need. On what you said the instructors are not current. Tell us a bit about how you remain current in terms of your training, international trends, as well as local trends. What are the things you feel instructors need to do to remain current, and how are you meeting that?
This is one of the things I learned from Gerald Bailey. Each day I spend an hour or any time available to me with research. And being selective of what YouTube videos you're going to see, and maybe you pick up a small thing that you can implement into your own training regimen. Daily training, daily course breaks. Here's a big one: attending accredited classes. Now, I say accredited. I'm talking about international classes. You should, as an instructor in South Africa, at least every year to 2 years, be attending an international class. Not with, and yes, Lloyd, you and I are not politically correct. I'm not, with these Krav Maga, cat stance, jumping around, bird swinging, and trying to fly, jaw strokes, boys. I'm talking about a proper class. Gabe Suarez, Dave Spalding, Abner Miranda, these sort of quality of instructor. You should be investing. You should be investing in your skill sets. And like I said, a huge one is actually daily practice. It's resting on your laurels. If you were, in much respect, special task force a few years ago, Reiki, policeman, whatever, you should be staying current with what is going on. And I've spoken to ex-task force members who are high up instructors, and they do do not understand appendix carry. And, you know, we're 5 years, 8 years down the line now on appendix carry, and it's worrying that they got to a certain level, which was fantastic for the 1970s, but beyond that, they've done nothing.
Do you want to give us a few words as to the benefits, advantage of the appendix carry versus, let's say, what they're currently practicing?
Okay, this is not a few words. But the appendix carry, for all those people out there who are divers, military, civilian, all that, we understand the triangle in front of us. If you're caught in a kelp bed and stuff, your arms can generally reach to your center, your sternum areas. We generally carry a blade there, a backup blade. You know, if somebody's trying to attack you and you collapse onto yourself, i.e. you fold over, you have access to your firearm. You can retain your firearm a lot easier. Now, I know there are the naysayers who, oh my gosh, you're going to blow your balls off, and oh my gosh, look, I've got no desire in becoming a nutless millennial. So what we do with that is we have procedures, standard operating procedures on how we reholster our firearm. First one being, you slow everything down. Take that breath. Look at your holster. Use your support hand if it's available to clear any garments or anything like that. Put your firearm back into your holster slowly, so you can pick up if there's any unseen debris inside your holster. But this is, see, that falls back onto your daily training regimen. You've done it 20, 30 times a day. You know the retention that your holster offers. Now, with that saying, Condura, leather holsters, you know what? If you want to do cowboy shooting, that's where your leather holster comes in. Condura, I'm sorry, it should just be banned from the surface of the earth for holstering.
Right.
You know, injection molded from Blade Tech and any of your quality hard expenders around the world. Retention, you understand that's the level of retention for your holster. This is all forms apart. You know, there's no quick pill that you can take and suddenly you're a ninja. Training, practicing with your holster, understanding your holster, but the benefits of appendix carry are far outweigh 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock position.
I think you make a very credible case for what you believe and what you teach. Onto the point related to what you also said, you've mentioned the entertainment versus, you know, actual training. Now, yeah, training should be fun. I do believe people need to enjoy themselves. They should come back with a good feeling, but yes, it also needs to be effective. You've mentioned that often there's this element of, hey, we ran around, we got dirty, we got a few bruises, awesome, good fun, toys for boys. But what are the skills you think that they're not learning during those sessions that they should have come away with, which you emphasize?
We're building our house. You know, I relate to my clients. I say, okay, you think this is building our house. We dig the foundations. Everything is to spec as per the architect's specifications. And now we put cardboard down and we start laying the bricks on top of the cardboard. Is that going to be a stable platform? Well, no, it's not, because your foundations are not solid. And with the firearms industry, you know, especially here in South Africa, I see a lot of the firearm instructors, they have no grasp of the essential foundations, let alone how to teach somebody to hold a gun correctly, correct placement of the fingers, sight alignment, recoil management. What if the guy's got the shakes? How do we get around that? They have no foundational basis because they want to be doing cool stuff. You know, Abner Miranda, Tier 1 citizen, he's the one who coined the term entertainment. Yes, we must have an element of fun because how our brain works is when we're having fun, we form a physical neural bridges. When somebody's just lecturing you, it's a chemical secretion of short-term memory. And that it's absorbed, it goes away, and that's how we tend to forget. So if we're having fun, yes, we do remember the drills. But again, it's having fun building a beautiful house, but you've got poor foundations. The house is going to come down in a storm.
Look, there are good dentists and there are bad dentists. There are good drivers, there are bad drivers. There are good instructors, there are poor instructors. But also there are good instructors that disagree on certain things. What are the things, this is a little bit of a potential curveball, but what are the things that good instructors that you admire and respect teach that maybe you don't agree with? You know, things that are potentially sound, but, but just where you have different professional opinions about these things.
Yeah, I'll say one, a fantastic gentleman and a warrior at heart, and I have a world of respect for him, Dave Spalding. I mean, he's nothing but generous and kind to me, and I'm not worthy of his friendship. But, there's a drill that he does. It's the 2 plus 2 plus 1, something like that. And it starts off with he's moving, his drill, you move straight. It's a fantastic drill. I felt, moving straight was just tactically unsound for the civilian law-abiding firearm owner. I put in an extra angle and a 30-degree angle and stuff, and it really changed the whole drill. For me, I found that worked well. It challenged my clients a lot more.
Was that part of what I experienced with you, moving off at that extra angle?
Yes, I think that's the one I did with you, yes.
It was very challenging. The first time I did that, I could shoot decently, I'd say, in a straight line, but once I started moving off the angle, I missed that target more than I hit it. It was an eye-opener.
Yeah, look, there's minor things. Maybe placement of the trigger, or this instructor really likes the 45. I think the kind of the differences that we'll have are far outnumbered by the run-of-the-mill instructor YouTube curriculum, with the varying degrees of lunacy that they bring out in their curriculums. So, it's nothing that's, I would say, that's, oh my gosh, Dave Spalding, you walk straight, that's going to kill you, we must do this. No. He's got fantastic classes. I was chatting to Abner Miranda about it, and Dave has got some awesome classes. I hope to attend one soon. And
do you think some of the differences maybe come into play due to, let's say, geographical location, based on the culture, the kind of problems that you face?Maybe, for argument's sake, Dave works with Eskimos, and Eskimos only move in straight lines, whereas we're in Africa and people move in angles.
Dave was, remember correctly, and forgive me for this, Dave, if I get it wrong, ex-commander of a SWAT team. So they would, a lot of the time, there's no busting off the X and drawing your firearm and smashing it into the face or something like that. When you rock up to a party and you've got 6 or 7 of your best buds with automatic weapons and stun grenades, you're going to have a good time. You don't really have to worry about
it. It's to the guy operating alone with his family behind him, and he can't go. Yeah, okay, I get it. You don't have a steamroller to go through things with. All right, it's a good point. No, thanks. So onto the one topic that we've discussed before. Now, where I live recently, there was some riots on the main road. Logs and, of course, burning tires were placed across the street. Cars were stoned, and cars were actually firebombed. This leads me to the question around vehicle combatives. Now, we'll come, I think, last to the situation of you've got this mob, and you're in the car and you've got to do something. Maybe your family's with you, maybe you're alone, but I know this is one of your specialties. I know this is something you enjoy teaching, and so why do you feel it's necessary to learn vehicle combatives?
Spend a large proportion of your day in a vehicle of varying sorts. It could be a bus driver, it could be down to, Mr. Bean driving his Mini. If you're spending a bulk of your time in a vehicle, you should learn how to fight. And I'll be writing an article about this. I don't believe in just the gun. The gun needs to be paired up with combatives, as in a knife needs to be paired up with a combative. Never a gun and knife together, but they need to each be paired up with a combative skill set. Now, with a vehicle, first of all, one has to decide: is my vehicle still moving? Can it move? I.e., is there a barrier in front of it? Or is there no barrier in front of it? Can I alter its direction if it's moving? I.e.,